Welcome to Your Genius Podcast, the personal and professional development podcast for entrepreneurs and business owners. My mission is to help you accelerate your most valuable asset. This asset is you. I believe you have an inner greatness, a greatness which can be used to inspire your most ambitious lifestyle. That greatness is your genius, and I'm here to help you discover yours. I'm Keir, high performance coach and lifestyle entrepreneur. I've been on a 12-year mission to find out what it takes to achieve lifestyle freedom. And now I'm here to help you do exactly the same. So get ready to dive in and start making more profits, earn back more time, and more importantly, start living that dream life you set out to achieve. Welcome to episode 3 of Your Genius Podcast. So this podcast was actually doing live on Facebook, but I want to quickly go through what the podcast is going to be about. It's going to be about the 6 pillars of high performance, okay? So I'm going to go through the 6 pillars of high performance which I use in my coaching. So I want you to grab a pen and a bit of paper because this is hugely insightful. I'm going to ask you some questions and it's going to create some massive insights. It really is. And I just want to pre-warn you as well that it's taken from the live and I am actually wearing Thanos' gauntlet. Actual gauntlet from Thanos in the Avengers, not the real one, it's a replica, but it does make sense, so bear with us with that. There's a reason why I'm wearing that, so sit back, enjoy the episode, and get ready for some powerful insights. Good morning. How are you today? Good, I hope. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dude, this is 5 days in a row you've gone live for. Awesome. You might also be thinking, what's crack with this? Why the hell are you wearing Thanos' gauntlet? Now, I do have a very good reason for this, and I'm going to get to that. But first, there's a really cool thing that's happening today. There's a really cool thing that's happening today in my little boy's nursery. And I do think this is an amazing thing for what they're doing. So basically what they're doing is they're having a come as you are day, okay? So basically what they're going to do, they can get dressed up as anything that they want. They could come dressed up as whatever they want. They could wear their old clothes. They can do anything, okay? Because what it's for, it's about them accepting, it's them being comfortable with who they are. It's them not worrying about being different. And I think this is an amazing thing, isn't it? It is. It's an amazing thing. It's about embracing your weirdness, embracing your difference, embracing your uniqueness. Because that's the thing. We're all different. You know, we are all different. We all have our own uniqueness, but we generally shy away from this. You know, this is weird. I'm weird. It just what it is. Embrace it. So if you can embrace your weirdness, let today be today, because that's what they're doing. Do it. So embrace your weirdness. Now, coming back to this, okay, I am a bit of an Avengers fan. I'm actually a big fan of Marvel, okay, in general. I just think the cinematic universe, I just think how it's done is amazing. You know, from the plot to the storylines, everything that they put together is just so perfectly done. Everything's perfectly timed. The comedy, everything about it is just amazing. So I'm a massive fan of Avengers, and actually the kids are as well. Which, you know, I didn't just buy this randomly. It's the kids. It's not mine, honestly. But I wanted to use this as an example today because it's a good kind of way to demonstrate what I'm going to go through. See, because like Thanos, if you don't know who Thanos is from the Avengers, please Google it. So, you know, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But basically, Thanos is gauntlet. He has 6 powerful stones in his gauntlet. Okay, so he has 6 power stones. He's a massively powerful being anyway. Yeah, but once he's got the gauntlet with these 6 powerful stones in it, he becomes even more powerful. He becomes invincible, or what he calls inevitable. That's not really the same word. He becomes invincible, okay? The thing is, you have the same. You've got the six key areas to high performance, okay? And I want to go through them because they're super, super important. They really are. And the thing is, see, like Thanos has gone, he's got 6. He could have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these stones, but without all 6 of them, he's not as powerful as what he could be, okay? If he only has 4, he could be running really well. He's still a strong guy, but he's still not at his ultimate best. And this is why I'm using this, because I want to kind of highlight the 6 areas of high performance, and I'm going to go through them. And actually, I do hope you can hear us, and I know I keep coming to the screen because you should see my setup at the minute. It's a bit kind of crazy. I've got my computer up high, and then I'm trying to put my microphone in to improve the sound quality. And I just hope you can hear it, because actually what I'm going to be doing, and again, another productivity hack here, I'm going to be using this, and I'm going to be using this as a podcast. So if you are listening to this back on a podcast and you're kind of thinking, I don't know what you're talking about here because I can't see what you're doing, because obviously podcasts is listening. I do have a Thanos gauntlet on, and I'm explaining, well, you know what I'm explaining, but I do have a Thanos gauntlet on. If you don't know what that is, Google it. And yeah, so let's come back to high performance. Okay, let's not kind of go down the track of Thanos and the Avengers. Okay, so there's 6 powerful areas. Okay, so you've got 6 powerful areas of high performance. And what I want to do, I want to go through them, but what I want to do now, I'd like you to maybe grab a pen and a bit of paper, because I'm going to ask you some questions. These are really powerful questions you can ask yourself, because you may be performing in all these, in a few of these areas, but there could be a couple of key areas that you need to focus on. Okay, now we're coming to the weekend, so it's going to give you time to reflect and have a look, because if you've got all these 6 areas optimized, you're going to perform better in your business, you're going to perform better in your life, you're going to be much happier, you're just going to feel, you're going to be powerful. Okay, you're going to be like a powerful 6-stone gauntlet. Okay, and this is the thing with personal development. It's not about just focusing on one specific thing. It's about the holistic approach. It's about making you, because you're the asset. You're the asset to your life. You're the asset to your business. You're the asset to everything. Like this is, it's putting everything together. It becomes powerful. So I'm going to go through them now. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my computer down to the desk, because there's some questions that I want to ask on the computer. So if you are watching this, go and grab yourself a pen. Grab a bit of paper, and I want you to write these down, okay? Because honestly, they'll give you some massive insights, and then you can just think of these. You can just go through them this weekend, look at them, and just think, where am I at? Where do I need to improve on? And it'll help you. Honestly, will. So I'm going to do that. All right. So there's 6 key areas, okay, to high performance coaching. This is what I use in my coaching, because these areas, it's been done in research. It's not something that I just kind of made up. This is backed with research, and what these key areas are. Okay, there's your psychology, there's your physiology, there's productivity, there's people, there's presence, and there's purpose. Okay, so there's 6 key areas. All right, 6 key areas. So if you write them down, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go through some questions now. Okay, so I want to go through these questions, and you can just ask them yourself. Write them down, and yeah, just go through them. So we're going to start with psychology, okay? Because this is a big part, isn't it? Psychology. I do believe everything that we're doing is pretty much stems from our psychology, and it really does. It's getting, performing optimally in this area is going to help you excel in all areas of your life. In your business, in your life, in your relationships, everything. Because this is how your brain is. It's your power source to everything, isn't it? So these are 3 questions that I want you to ask yourself in the psychology section. Am I living my truth? Do my thoughts serve me? Do your thoughts serve you, or are they working against you? Do I feel confidence and joy? I want to at this stage of life. So these are really important, aren't they? So are you living your truth? Like, are you living your truth? And are your thoughts serving you? Are your thoughts working against you, or they're working for you? And do you feel confidence and joy at this stage of your life? Because that's super important. You've got to be confident, and you've got to be joyous. You've got to be happy, right? Okay, so physiology. Do I feel, so you're asking yourself this, do I feel extraordinary levels of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual energy? Okay, so are you sleeping? Are you eating? Are you exercising? Are you hydrating? Are you gesturing? Okay, this is huge. Are you gesturing and speaking with enough passion to generate emotion and power? Okay, so what I mean by this, if you are like something like this, I try my hardest to generate energy and trying to gesture, because this develops energy. Are you kind of doing that with your clients? Are you doing that in your life? Or do you just not do much at all and just talk a little bit like this? there's a difference, isn't there? If you can generate energy, it makes you feel good, it makes you energized, but it also does the same to the people that you're talking to as well. So ask yourself that. So things to do with physiology, it's not just about your health. Health is the most important. It's about the other things as well. How are you being in life? Okay, so ask yourself that question too. That's pretty good, important. Productivity. I'm obsessed with this. Or productivity, okay? Am I doing my life's work or am I just being busy? What are you doing? Are you being productive or are you just being busy? I've touched on this in the last couple of lives. Are you being productive or are you just being busy? Yeah, I spent years just being busy. Busy, 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 putting out loads of fires and not actually being productive. What would it take to 5x your productivity each week? So what would you need to do to 5 times your productivity? Again, go back to the lives that I've done. I've given you tips on this already because this is somewhere that I'm really passionate about the productivity side of things. Because if you're not being productive, you ain't getting stuff done. Okay, what major projects must you achieve in the next 90 days with absolute excellence? Yeah, this is not just half-arsing it and getting it done. What 5 things, or what 3 to 5 things do you need to get done with excellence? That this is going to push you forward. This is going to push your mission forward. Okay, this is not just you ticking along. This is going to be pushing your mission forward. What is that going to be? So the next one's people. Now this is really important because a lot of people don't, no pun intended, but a lot of people don't look at this side of it. So ask yourself, have you developed the people skills you need to serve and lead? Okay, you've got a business, you need to be able to serve. You need to be able to lead your team, you need to be able to lead your customers, your clients, okay, the people that you're serving. Can I influence and persuade people to believe in me, buy from me, follow me, invest in me, and support me? Okay, what's your persuasion skills like? And this is not an unethical side of persuasion. You're not trying to kind of sell people things or get people to join your cult or anything like that. You have a product, you have a message, you have something that you believe in. Okay, but you have to be persuasive. You've got to. Are you persuasive in the way that you speak to your clients and your customers and the people who you want to be in your business with you? And the final one is, am I being a role model to your family? Am I the role model my family needs me to be? So again, go back to your family. Are you the role model in your family? Are you being that role model? Are you stepping up to the plate? Yeah, again, this was a big thing for me. I wasn't. I spent years and years just really being tied into a blinkered vision, like in my business. I was just so focused on this and I neglected everything else. I'm open and honest with that. I did, which is one of the reasons I really delved into deep with personal development and specifically high performance, because I was just visionary. I was just, tunnel visioned into what I was doing. I was ignoring everything else. I wasn't a role model. I was nowhere near a role model. I'd like to think that's something that I'm improving on now. It's something I'm really passionate about being a role model to my kids and, and everybody else in my life as well. Okay, presence. Presence is really important. They're all important. I know everyone I company with is really important, but they are important. Okay, so your presence. Are you fully engaged with life? Like, are you fully engaged with life, or are you just doing the one thing? Again, is it that vision of just this and that is it? Are you fully engaged with life? Are you fully engaged with everything around you? Are you fully engaged with what you already have? Again, going back to gratitude. Or are you always just looking for what's missing? That's what I mean by being fully engaged with life. You live in life where you are now and not just worrying about everything that could happen, but engaging with what you've got now. Okay? What are you avoiding? What things are you avoiding in your life? Who needs you to show up and be on your A game? Because honestly, this gives you so much purpose by knowing that people are relying on you. Who needs you to be on your A game? What would life feel like if you were more in the now? So if you could be more in the now, again, it's that not thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow, not stressing about what happened yesterday. Now, I do think around this time now, because of everything that's happened, this could change everything. This one thing alone, if you could be in the now, and yes, there's a lot of stresses going on, and everybody has the difference in opinion and everything, and they don't know what's going to happen in the world, and they're stressed about what's going to happen with the business and the careers and everything else. But if you could just be present in the now, that will completely change your perspective. Okay? Purpose. Purpose. Again, this is a big one. How do I stay on my unique path despite all of the distractions? Okay? How do I stay on my unique path despite all the distractions? There's a lot of distractions, isn't it? Yeah? You've only got to put the telly on, and then all of a sudden, you've woke up. Again, if you go back to the live that I done yesterday, I mentioned about being reactive and proactive. Reactive state, switching the telly on, seeing the news, and becoming overcome with fear. Now, is that going to push you forward on your mission? Absolutely not, is it? Because that is a distraction. That is going to take you away. You're focused on your mission, and you kind of you want to help people and you want to do it, but then you put the news on, and then you overcome with fear. That is distracting. That is going to take you away from what you want to do. How do I know what that path really is? How do you know what that path really is? Are you absolutely clear on your purpose? This is probably the biggest thing that I've realized with myself, but a lot with my clients, is that they're doing something which doesn't serve them any purpose, and they're not sure what that path is. And it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but if you're going down one track and it's not where you want to go, that is going to be a lot of heartache. That is going to be a lot of heartache. Again, I'll use myself as an example. I've done this for years. I loved my gym. I did love my gym. I really did. But it wasn't serving my purpose. I was forcing something that wasn't serving my purpose, and it was making me miserable. It was making me unhealthy. It was destroying my relationships. It was destroying my family life because I wasn't aligned with my purpose. This is so important. So you've got to ask yourself, are you aligned with your purpose? Is the path you're taking really where you want to go? When should you quit something versus sticking with it? Okay? This is, again, do you understand that? Are you aware of when you should be doing something? There's a difference between having tenacity, and because tenacity is really important, and persistence to make something work. But it gets to the point where, are you just flogging a dead horse? Are you not going to get any further? Do you know when to kind of not give up and quit, because that is the wrong word, but do you know when to pivot? Do you know when to say, okay, this direction isn't kind of going where I want it to go. I need to change this. Like I need to change this around, and not necessarily going from here to here. It could be just a case of this isn't kind of working, so I know that I need to change direction a little bit just to kind of make it work. These are the things what purpose is. What makes me fully alive so I can give? Yeah, what makes you fully alive so that you can give? What makes you feel alive? So you can give. Thing is, when you feel alive and you feel in abundance, and when I'm saying in abundance, it's not necessarily having all the money in the world and all the time in the world and everything like this, but when you feel purpose inside, you want to give some of that. That you want to give back because you feel fulfilled. And when you feel fulfilled, you want to give back. And that is super important. It really is, because then when you give, you'll also receive. And that's kind of how it works. But not in an unethical way, like, oh yeah, I'm just going to give all this to, I want loads back. It's like, no, genuinely, genuinely putting some value out of people, genuinely kind of helping people, genuinely wanting to help someone without expecting something in return. But when you're feeling fulfilled inside, this just becomes natural. It's just something that you want to do. It's not something that you're forced. Okay? So there were the questions. I hope you've written them down. If you haven't, honestly, go back and just pause the video, write it down, because these will give you some massive insights. Look, we're coming up the weekend. It's going to give you time to have a look, have a think, and go through that. I do think it's super important. It's what I work on through my coaching. And again, you could be firing on 3, 4, 5. You might have 5 of these, but there could be one area where you really need to focus on. Yeah, you might have purpose. You might be present in the now. You might be super productive. You might have your health in check. You might have your psychology, but if you haven't got influence, if you're not persuasive in the message that you've got, if you struggle in this area, then that is going to hold you back. Okay? If you could just develop that area, then that is going to send you flying. Again, let's talk about this again. Yeah? One stone. One stone, it's things are going to move. 2 stones are going to make it better. 3, 4, 5. It's powerful. Number 6. See, that's what happens. You light up. You light up when all 6 happen. So I hope you enjoyed that. And if you can do something today, embrace your weird. Right? Embrace your weirdness. Seriously, embrace your weirdness. You're different. I'm different. We're all unique. It's what makes us amazing. Okay? Embrace it, because honestly, when you do this, when you embrace the real you, your uniqueness, your difference, and you show people it, then inside of you, it releases something. Okay? It's liberating. But you're also showing people in the world, not everybody's going to like you, by the way, and that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter, because if they don't like you, then that's their problem, not yours. Embrace your weirdness. Things when you do that, then you actually attract the people who the same as you, and then you'll build a good community, and you'll have the same type of people with the same kind of weirdness, and it's good. It's all great. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let us know if it was helpful. If it was helpful to anybody else, please share it. Please like it. Again, helps me out, but it could also help somebody else out as well. So thanks for listening today. I really do appreciate it. If you'd like more daily insights, you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. The links are in the show notes. If you want to jump on my weekly emails, you can, follow another link in the show notes and subscribe to my emails. But if you really want to step it up and you want to work with me directly, all you need to do is just follow the link in the show notes, and I'll jump on a free strategy call with you. So thank you for being here, and just remember this: everything that's happened so far in your life has been perfect. Now it's time to use these experiences and unleash your genius.